Hi everyone, welcome back. It has certainly been a while. I've been busy with a lot of things recently. Hasn't been too much updates in the way of the Beanstalk deck, and I just didn't have that many ideas to uh, talk about, bring to you. So took a bit of a break from recording. All set to prepare for Modern. I traveled to Hartford a couple weeks ago, and I won. So needless to say, preparation went really well. Was playing Team of Rhinos, very strong deck. But we're not playing Modern today. We're back to Legacy. Like I said, I didn't have that many ideas in my head for what to brew, what to stream with. But then something interesting happened. It said, normally don't remember my dreams, but last night I dreamt about brewing a deck complete with the archetype, cyber plans, and individual card choices. So, basically, I was thinking about different ways to build grief scam decks. People have been doing well with the grief scam package, kind of regardless of what you're throwing it into, which is both funny and a testament to its power level. And then last night I had a just idea for a deck while I was sleeping, and I was like, well, what if we combine the scam package with a small Entomb Reanimate package, and combine that with ninjas. Now, the Entomb Reanimate package, this was actually not my idea. This is an emerging element of Legacy. So, this is a deck that has been popping up very recently. I believe that Archon was the original kind of designer of this idea. But basically, you're playing a standard scam package, scam deck, but then you just happen to have 2 Atraxas, 1 Archon, and 4 Entombs in your deck. And you're playing 4 Animate Deads. And I think this deck is incredibly strong. It plays a fair game, quote-unquote fair game, really, really well, where you can just, ponder, daze, grief, reanimate, yada yada. But you can also just go very, very far over the top as well with these, silver bullets. And it really doesn't cost much from your deck to play them. Like, this is only 3 slots, and I guess you could say Entomb is maybe a dead slot sometimes as well. And that's fair. But Animate Dead in your fair plan, where you're already perfectly happy to get grief into your graveyard early, it's just kind of more copies of Reanimate at that point. And so the opportunity cost of adding this huge power spike in your deck is very low. So I do think that this deck in particular, I think is very, very strong. I would expect to see a lot more of it going forward. But that's not what my dream spoke to me about. It said, how ridiculous can you go? And that's what we're doing today. We're kind of pushing the limits of how ridiculous you can go. And so my thought process was, well, like I just mentioned, Entomb may be a bit of a liability. But what if there was a way we could reduce that liability by a tiny bit? And so I had the genius, we'll say, idea of throwing a 1 of Narcomoeba into the deck. If you Entomb for this, it does enter play. And then if you have any of your ninjas in hand, you can ninjutsu them as early as turn 2. And in my thought process, I'm like, oh, surely this adds consistency to the deck, where instead of having a bunch of reanimation spells, which you still do, you still play 2 Animate Dead and 4 Reanimate, you can, I think, make Entomb even more consistent, where if you just get the Narcomoeba and, convert this into a card advantage effect that's potentially very powerful. You do play a lot of high-cost cards. Grief is a 4, the Trolls are 6s, Atraxa and Archon are obviously huge. And these are also blue and black, so they pitch to both Grief and Force of Will. So I think there's definitely... It's definitely a little bit silly. It's definitely a little bit out there, but I do kind of think that there are some funny little consistency buffs where you just have a lot of blue and black cards to pitch, so you're not too worried about that. You can kind of pivot to a more fair game plan if that's what your deck is kind of telling you to do. And you still do have this, high roll potential with these big fatties plus reanimation spells. One other card I want to quickly point out is this new Surveil land from the most recent set. These are seeing a lot of play in Modern, and rightfully so. I think the spots where you are going to want them in Legacy are going to be a little bit less frequent, just because Legacy is a faster format. And in your blue decks, cracking your fetch willy-nilly is not necessarily always good, because you could draw Brainstorm, and then at that point you would have wished that you didn't break your fetch. But because we have all these reanimation synergies and we're trying to play a very fast game, I felt like this would be good. Also, if you surveil Narcomoeba into your graveyard, it does come into play, which would be hilarious. So fingers crossed that works out in the league, but if not, we have a lot of fun other things to shoot for. The sideboard is pretty straightforward. We have Fatal Push and Sheoldred's Edict for fair decks. We have some Artifact hate in Null Rod and Powder Keg, and we have some Graveyard hate in 1 Spellbomb, 1 Surgical, and 1 Dauthi. And then we have some combo hate as well in Force of Negation and Flusterstorm. So yeah, bit of a long-winded explanation, but I will of course put the timestamps in. So if deck techs aren't your thing, then you know the drill by now. Let's see if this deck I cooked up while sleeping can pick up some wins. All right, jump into the games. All right, not the most exciting hand, but we do have turn 1 Cycle Troll, turn 2 Reanimate, and we do have a Daze protection. I'm gonna keep it. Uh-oh, we're getting thought seized. I wonder what they're gonna take. If I were them, I would take the Reanimate. They took the Ponder. That's interesting. So maybe, I guess that means they're probably doing something a little bit stronger, a little bit more broken. I'll play this out. I'll fetch now, I guess, to play around like, Dark Ritual. I guess I'll cycle this. No, I don't want... The issue is I don't want to cycle this because then it leaves it in the graveyard for their Reanimate. So I'm going to leave this up, but the thing is, if the opposition agent, the troll, I don't care about the land, I just want the troll in the graveyard. It's like, you can have the land, it's fine. So they're fetching. It's all good. Interesting. Alright, well, I'll cycle. I'll get another. I think I can get the sewers here. Because surveilling's good. And I guess I could start with this in case I hit the Atraxa, right? Do I want this? I definitely don't mind it. It does add to the clock. It can maybe block and trade with Stalactite. But what else? I mean, what else am I looking for? I guess I'm looking for Entomb here. Entomb or Brainstorm might be pretty good. Brainstorm this Archon back and get rid of it. All right, I'll try to shoot a little higher, and I will reanimate the troll. Looks like we're playing against mono black here. Would be my guess. We're definitely a little bit behind in the race. Reanimate does have a cost, but our guy's a lot bigger than their guy. Hopefully that counts for something. Potentially Animate Dead could be a chump blocker. Unclear if we need that, Alright, what you got, opponent? What do you got? Nothing. Okay. Interesting. Well, Let's see what we got. No! No! Oh no. Alright, so let's start with an attack. And then we'll decide if we want to Animate Dead the Bowmaster. I guess the answer is yes. At the very least, it represents like it represents like a chump block. Like you can block with Bowmaster plus the token. Well, we drew both our fatties. We might still just win though, so you know, let's see how it goes. What could opponent have? I feel like other Bowmaster is certainly an option. Because they know about the Daze. Yep, unfortunate. Wonder if they'll ping this or they'll ping the token, the 1/1. Yeah, that seems like a good decision. Well, they are fetching. If they have another Bowmaster, then I guess we lose. So this would go up to... Alright, so let's say I block. I take 4 down to 7. This goes up to 4, which would be 4, 5, 6. So I'd be 1 short. Yeah, I'll block. Oh, I guess I can block here and preserve 1 damage. This is nice where if I draw another Animate Dead, I can bring back the Bowmaster too. Alright. Well, I think we're losing unless we draw something. I'm going to wind up just a little bit short. Oh, that's rough. Alright. Well, we lose. Drawing both of these. Really rough. Oh, we could have entombed for the Narcomoeba, but that wouldn't have mattered here. We'd still be taking exactly 7. Yeah, rough stuff. Okay, so mono black. We'll just bring in our interaction. Do we want dress down? Probably not. I want the Nihil. I'm gonna trim some Wastelands because they're mono black. Do I want to completely abandon the 2 fatties? I think they just are completely unnecessary. My graveyard's going to have something. Their graveyard's going to have something. One of those 2 things will happen. I guess if I'm abandoning the fatties, I can trim on the Entombs. I'll leave 1 Entomb in for, I guess, Narcomoeba purposes. Maybe I don't even want to do that. Maybe I just want to bring in, like, Dress Down. Cut the Entomb and bring in something to trade with the Narcomoeba. But then what are these ninjas doing? Difficult decisions. I'll bring in the Surgical. Alright, so we're pivoting to much more fair game plan. We have these ninjas which aren't going to be as turned on without the Entomb for the Narcomoeba plan, but I think that they are blue and black, so hopefully that's good enough. Alright, let's run it. Oh no, no lander. Maybe if this was a Wasteland we could have cycled, but alas. Alright, it's good enough. I will bottom 1 of the Underground Seas. I have to decide if I want to ponder for any like interaction or if I prefer to just cycle the troll. I think I prefer to cycle the troll. Just get a quick clock in. So that's what we're going to do. Oh my god, I still have Snuff Out in the deck. Oh no. Oh no, terrible. That's one thing I usually forget about. I mean, whatever. I'm not going to cycle Troll here. They're going to take the Animate Dead. It's fine. I still don't want to cycle Troll again because they have Reanimates, but... well, there is another Animate Dead, but there's no third land, so it's like if they have... I guess... I guess this is my third land, right? So I'm not really worried about that. All right, so now I do have to cycle in response, or else things will go bad. And then do I want the sewers or do I want a sea? I think I want the sea just because I might just want to brainstorm while I don't have Bowmaster in play. I could see that. But could also just wait a turn. I'm gonna do this now. These are all good cards? Question mark. They aren't a fourth land, unfortunately. So I think it could just be to put these two back and just have Daze Force blue card. Yeah, and then I can't pitch cast Grief next turn because I won't have a black card. So I'm just going to do this. All right, and we're racing. I have a 5/5, you have a 3/3. 3/2, sorry. Neither of us can be blocked. As a quick design thing, it does kind of feel like black has gotten a lot of effectively can't be blocked creatures in recent memory. I kind of want to force pitch Daze this, and then I can reanimate it next turn. Yeah, whatever. That is a quick clock, you know. One interesting thing, you can dress down and then block a Voidwalker that's attacking. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that, but it is a funny option. Like I think my Troll is certainly better served attacking, and I don't necessarily want to trade both Voidwalkers. Oh, that's unlucky. That's actually pretty unlucky. That they had the 1-drop and I pitched the Daze, but whatever, it's fine. They would need to have another like big threat to swing the race here. Okay. I guess I'm gonna do this. Because why not? I think this should stop the Stalker from growing. Yeah, of course. No, the opponent just ran kind of perfect. Like, just discard plus a bunch of quick aggressive creatures to race me effectively. And I'm 1 point short now because I also had the Fatal Push. Yeah. Oh well, it happens. Now I need Bowmaster basically, or I lose. Oh, and I guess they can even shrink this for a turn. Yeah. So we have absolutely no outs, unfortunately. Well, I mean, I think they see it, but whatever. So close too, because we do have the Bowmaster. All right. Oh well, unlucky. On to the next. All right, here for round 2. We are on the play. We're doing our thing. So just start with a cycle troll, and then either we reanimate a troll or play Bowmaster, depending on what opponent is doing. I'm actually going to fetch for the island right now. You know, play around any potential stifle gamers. I guess you could stifle the troll, but that's not what's happening. Uh-oh. Oh, well, so we can't do anything next turn anyway. So now we get to surveil. That's sick. Oh, or do we want a Wasteland? Obviously, they don't have an Ancient Tomb because they would have played it. I'm gonna Wasteland. Why not? I think if we can slow them down, that's pretty good. I'm wondering what they are trying to cast. Interesting. All right. So now we surveil, and he land on top, and he not land at the bottom. All right, into the graveyard. I know that Wastelanding took us off of our 3rd mana source as well, but I figured with 3 looks between 2 draw stops and a surveil would probably be good enough. That's a frustrating one for them to have, but whatever. It's fine. Yeah, alright. Unlucky. The Wasteland's definitely correct. Just like cutting them off of their soul land is really important when we're both stuck under Trinosphere, but they just happen to rattle off 2 more lands than we could. Right, it's fine. We'll just draw a land here. We'll be able to Bowmaster. It's okay. See? Told you. Told you. Right. I'm going to do this now. So I'm going to ping here and double block. That way they can't like fling an artifact at one of these things and it not die. It is annoying that we're losing both of our potential things to oh, okay. Well, we're likely dead. Well, I mean, we can still ponder. Try to find a source of black mana. This is not that. Okay. If we draw a troll or something, we're still in, like, okay shape, you know? Interesting. They're out of things to do. Maybe I just go to discard and discard a Reanimate. No, I'm going to hope they still have things to do. I'm just going to hope they don't draw mana source, basically. Yeah, I mean, that does things. I think Grief is the worst. Kind of difficult. Because I can't hard cast Grief, you know? Alright, whatever. One small thing. Since I can't use the swamp anyway, I might as well hide from them that I have the black mana. This is where I miss green. This is where I miss my Witherbloom commands as ways to destroy these cheap little artifacts. But, you know, sometimes you can't have it all sometimes, you know? And that's okay. Alright, we're going to get this down. Surely they'll whiff for one more turn. and then we'll be flying high. Dang it. So probably getting you know, the 4-mana initiative one. Oh no, okay. That's actually not that bad. All things considered. So now the question is, do we play out? Oh, that sucks. It's huge. So now the question is, do we play out the other Yuriko, or do we just hold up Force of Will? Like Force of Will / Snuff Out. Ooh, we could reanimate the Fury now that the Hearse is tapped. Is that even good? I feel like the answer is no. Ah, man. If we had one more mana source, we could do 2 things. That'd be kind of clutch. I'm just going to play this out. Hope that things go well for us. We're behind. We just get to say that we're behind and then not lose. Or do whatever we want. Do the most indulgent, risky thing. Okay. Annoying. And if they just remembered to activate their Hearse every turn, we'd be dead. And so now we can't reanimate Fury, which is fine. We could reanimate Yuriko and go to 1. I don't know. It's certainly the most fun line. That's what we'll do. We'll take the most fun line. Yeah. If any of these were lands, I think we pretty easily win the game. But they weren't, so we don't. Which is fine. What? What is this? Do we have a chance? Alright. So obviously going to discard. And then obviously discarding a Reanimate. We do have the option to hardcast to Snuff Out. The issue is... oh, that's not an issue. That one's not an issue. Are we supposed to just get a Narcomoeba? Just to increase the clock? Whatever. I guess they can target. They can eat it, but whatever. We'll get this shitty Narcomoeba out of my deck. Yes. Oh, dang it. I can't. I can't use the ability. So unlucky. All right, I would like another land. So I could do something like Grief. Actually, I guess that doesn't really work. No, yeah, I guess I'm just going to discard again. Now with 2 Hearses, there's just no shot. Ah, that's the one we can't beat, because if we kill it, they can just crew. I can't force. Oh well. 1 point of life too short. Okay, so what do we want here? Hydroblast. Probably Edict. They have the main deck Hearses, so again, I think that this is not where we want to go. But the Reanimates and Animate Deads are still good because we can hit their stuff. Their stuff. Snuff Out's probably fine. It's a pretty fast-paced game. Again, if we're cutting the... I'm going to leave 1 Entomb in because it's funny. This is definitely a Powder Keg and Force of Negation matchup. Able to hit their Chalices and Chrome Moxes and stuff like that. Plague Engineer on Goblin is interesting. And then Fatal Push is also interesting. Fatal Push is probably better than like Ingenious. We'll keep. Do I want to cut any Ponders to play around? Oh, Dress Down can kill a Hearse. That's crude. So I kind of like that. And it does cycle. I'm going to cut some Ponders to play around Chalice and bring in Fatal Push. Alright, let's run it. Let's run it. Yeah, this works. So now I have options. I could hit a... I could keep Reanimate, so I could reanimate potentially one of their creatures, or I could keep Yuriko to have a blue card for Force of Will. I think I'm going to have a blue card for Force of Will. Could just take the Chrome Mox and I don't know, the Trinisphere and hope they don't find red mana. The other option was to take the Rabblemaster and just reanimate it and then kill them quickly with a Force of Will. But I think this will also kill quickly. Interesting. So this is their hand. I'm surprised they didn't lead on the tomb, but what do I know? So the problem here is if they do find red mana, I'm in bad shape. Like if they find a Chrome Mox or Simian Spirit Guide, you know. So sorry, what'd they pitch? They pitched the Rabblemaster. So this is their hand. And I guess I don't really care about the body right now. If I draw another Reanimate, it's great. If I draw like a blue card, I can just hard cast this Yuriko soon. Right, so I will Surveil. Gotta be good. So at the very least, if they draw red mana and I have to force something, then I can Brainstorm next turn and try to fix my hand. Fortunately, they did draw red mana. Thinking. I'm going to force this. I think this gives them too much card selection, and the thing making treasure tokens is just so broken when you're otherwise light on things to do, because it like you can loot away the tomb and do other stuff with your life. Okay, so I guess I need to put back the Bowmaster this turn. Or I guess I could just go like this. Yeah. We'll go like that. So I have Daze and potentially Force. Next turn I can play Bowmaster if I want to. Jesus. Okay, so I'm going to actually I'm going to delay the Bowmaster for one turn so that I can Surveil the other underground scene to the graveyard. Because I think we don't need that. We're just looking for like Animate Dead, Reanimate, blue cards, things like this. Okay, all right. It's fine. Sometimes your prison opponent just rattles off red source into mono good 3-drops when you took a line to cut them off mana. Right, we're doing what we can. Yeah, all right, it's fine. It's magic. Everything's awful. I am gonna make the trade. I don't want them making treasure tokens. Maybe it's bad if I draw exactly. Alright, I'm done. Don't want to play anymore. Rough stuff. Alright. We'll try to rally back. We'll be back for round 3. Alright, here for round 3. Here on the draw, we have Force and a blue card. Seems good enough for me. We're going to have to find something to do with these reanimates, but I think the deck is pretty good at that. So, alright. Opponent on 6. I definitely would, if it's a Force, I'm definitely pitching Yuriko rather than the Ponder, because the Ponder will help me find action. I'm definitely not forcing that. Though I could. And then reanimate it. But I think I'm just going to Ponder here. Bowmaster would be a solid hit. This is a Wasteland deck. It's really bad for me. I think this could just be like the Cradle Elves, though. So I think I'm gonna risk it. Is what's happening here. So next turn we Bowmaster the Hierarch. Turn after, hopefully we can get in. Oh wait, no, we can't get in Yuriko because of it requires blue-black, so we don't have the mana. Oh no, it wasn't the Newton Elves deck. It was something different, and we lose. Whatever. Like we basically have no shot to win at all. Our only hope is to, because we're not having a land next turn, so it's like we need to get lucky, find a land the turn after, hopefully for something that's like worth reanimating, and then reanimate it. Yeah, I got jebaited. It turns out this was Maverick. I actually don't really care about this one. I can still force whatever they play next. Yeah. Right, rough start for this deck. The cards we are like basically the only difference between this and the scam package, or the generic scam deck, is that I'm playing these ninja cards. And I don't think those have really come up too big. Like, if this is a different non-land card, what does it matter? You know? I can't care about that. Alright, let's see. So opponent It looks like they're just Abzan Maverick. And we didn't draw lands, so I'll concede. Alright, so we know what they're doing. They sort of know what we're doing, because we pitched a Yuriko, but they don't know everything that we're doing. They don't know all our secrets. Once again, we're bringing in all this stuff. I think that I'm going to trim on some forces, because they're a fair deck. What else am I trimming on? I think we have a good enough shot of getting something off here where it's worth keeping the reanimation package in, so I'm going to do that. We'll trim down on one ninja because they did have the Caracas. What else? Last cuts are always the hardest, you know. I like the Snuff Out. It is like good tempo. Like Engineers solid versus all their X1s. Maybe we can trim a Daze. They do get through it pretty quickly, you know. Yeah. I think I don't see anything obviously bad. This is where all the commenters tell me how bad the deck is in actuality, so everything's obviously bad. But I don't see anything that's like, oh, terrible card, don't play it, you know. Like they're playing non-black creatures for Snuff Out. Yada yada yada. I'll just trim one more force and then we can run it. Okay. We're doing it. Keep. I think I'm going to pitch the other Grief. Fatal Push is a pretty good card. Trollo is our second mana source. I guess Narcomoeba gets worse when you trim 3 of your forces, but surely we'll find a Brainstorm for that later. It's fine. Opponent's on 6, we're also on 6, no big deal. But maybe we could crawl out of the 6, if that makes sense. Alright, they have Surgical, and they have Choke. Those are likely the cards I'm taking. Might not take the Choke, it's just kind of slow. Might just take the Renegade Rallier. Rallier is really good. Yeah, we can play through Choke. It's slow. If they draw a Mana Dork this turn, we still have the push for it, so it's not terrible. Basically, I'm hoping the game is solved by the time that they the Choke is in play. Well, that'll still be good for their Mother of Runes. Assuming they don't draw Wasteland. Yep. Alright. Game is definitely looking pretty solid. You know, if they land Choke here, they're definitely very far behind. We finally did the thing. But doing the thing just means Grief Reanimate here. Which is less than interesting. Alright, so am I supposed to play out the Narcomoeba or Entomb and then fetch a Surveil land? Okay. I guess if they play the Choke, I definitely don't want the Surveil land. Alright. So I'll Entomb. Okay. They trusted me, but I definitely wouldn't have had it. I probably probably would have kept the Edict. I definitely would have attacked first to see if they traded with the Scrib Ranger and then Edicted them. So yeah, I would not have had a big fatty the next turn. Alright, do I still want this Narcomoeba? I think it's just really funny. So, like, I do. It's funny. It'll work. It'll work. It'll be fine. So one more thing. I think I want extra Dazes on the draw. As strange as that sounds, just because... and I guess this is almost... It's tough to get these guys in. I want extra Dazes on the draw because I'm going second, I'm doing less proactive things. I'm making them respect me or answer what I'm doing less. So it gives them the initiative to be proactive and play threats that like I might need to answer. So this is my game plan. I'm going to keep this. I feel like this is not a hand that wins games, but it's like too good to mulligan, but bad still because it's kind of slow and needs things to go right. We have this Archon that, of course, I'm hoping to brainstorm away. They do have the Hierarch, which is unfortunate, because it means we can get turn 2'd with something bad. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna ponder. Daze, Fatal Push, both pretty good. And now that Daze was a ninja, useless. Reanimate is certainly the worst of the three things, but that's okay. Thoughtseize. No. Don't do that. Annoying. Alright. Let's see. Let's see what they take. I feel like I would just take the Daze. Oh, they took the Reanimate. That's good for me because I get a free shuffle and card advantage. It's interesting. I don't know. So I think if I were my opponent, what I would probably do is just like wait for me to try to target something with Reanimate and then surgical that, you know, because that also gets rid of the problem. You know, because now I get to Daze this. I'm definitely going to. I don't have Fatal Push on top anymore. That's one important thing. Entomb would be a funny one here. Hey, let's go. All right. This is too funny to not do, so I'm going to do it. It's got to work once, right? If we can get the Entomb for Narcomoeba one time during the league, then life's complete. No. Well, they're probably just going to take the Brainstorm because in their mind Entomb is useless, right? What does Entomb do here? Nothing. Brainstorm's good. Brainstorm shuffles away Archon. Hey, let's go. All right. Again, I think we're pretty unlikely to win, but we're having a good time. We're having a good time here. You ready for this? Let's go. So this gives them full information, but it does play around choke better. So that's what I'm going to do is play around choke. What do we hit? Brainstorm. All right. I'll dig it. We can brainstorm this Narcomoeba away next turn. So the problem here is now they can get Caracas, of course, but whatever. I guess I could just play out the Plague Engineer and name Human. It shrinks the Knight a little bit, and of course getting rid of the Noble is solid. Uh-oh. That's bad. Ooh, and they sacrifice a guy. That's so interesting to me, I guess. Maybe it's not that interesting. I don't hate it. I think the thing is between Caracas and having blockers on the ground. Oh, but then you can start getting Wasteland. All right. That's fair, actually. That is fair. All right, so what do I want to do here? And probably Brainstorm. Hope to find Reanimate, I guess. Oh, wait, no, I can't. It's exiled. All right, all right. So certainly Brainstorming. Well, We're one turn short on the Bowmaster to actually kill Grist. It was a good Wasteland. All right. I respect my opponent's line. I like it. But now what do I do? How do I not die? I guess I'm going to put back... Like, I have to ponder away one of these things. It's just a matter of if I think Archon will be better as a black card for Grief. I guess they're going to be empty-handed, so... I'll hide the ponder, because that's actually something I care about doing. Ooh, just getting in there for 5. I dig it. Alright, and I have a Lin. That's good for me. So I think I want to ponder, shuffle away, and then play out a Bowmaster. Yeah, these cards don't do it. Ooh, I could... Fatal Push the Knight. I think getting Bowmaster in play is more useful. And then next turn I can Fatal Push the Knight. I wonder what they're getting here. It's not the Wasteland. It's certainly an interesting... Alright, so I think I just sacrifice this and then Fatal Push the Knight. And then untap and Bowmaster the Mother of Runes. So Bowmaster, Mother of Runes, next turn, or hopefully within the next 2 turn cycles, I draw a mana source. And can play Engineer away the insects. But we'll find out. And hey, I drew one of Force to turn this Narcomoeba into a card. That's good. Opponent takes up with Grist. I think that's pretty smart. They mill a Bowmaster. I am not blocking. Just the upside is so high if I draw a mana source. Which I don't play that many of. That's definitely the one of the things that I skimped on. For this... for this deck list. You know, you gotta make room somewhere. You're playing Entomb Reanimate package, you're playing Griefs, Bowmaster, playing Ninjas. Gotta get that one of Narcomoeba in there somewhere. So yeah. I am going to play out the Narcomoeba. If I draw Yuriko next turn, it's great. No, I have to Daze that for sure. Oh, do I? Because then I can't. Then I can't Plague Engineer next turn, even if I draw a mana source. But fine, I will do this. Because Thalia doesn't tax the Plague Engineer, you know. But I think just the extra body when I'm trying to pressure this Grist is important enough. Bowmaster would be a solid draw here. I'm still not going to say no to a land. What about Entomb? Entomb is pretty bad. All right. I guess I can get like the Archon out of my deck, and so if I draw an Animate Dead, it's pretty good. Oh, please activate. Please. Dang it. Fun is too smart. Again, I need to... I really just want to draw the mana source. I know there aren't that many. Yeah, I will... At least Atraxa is blue for Force of Will, so I'm going to bin the Archon. Get that out of my deck. Let's go! Alright, certainly doing this. Unclear if this is better than a land. So definitely pinging... Am I pinging Grist or am I pinging one of the tokens? I mean, I guess pinging a token's a little bit better. Because it's kind of the same thing. Alright, and they did find the swords. Sick. Alright, what a sick series of top decks from both angles. Yeah. I'm going to leave this here just as material. I kind of expect them to tick up Grist one more time and not tick down just to kill one of my guys. And then I just get to engineer, kill all the tokens. What do we know? Doorkeeper Thrall. Ooh, that's a sick one. Yeah. So this is a new card from Murders of Colorado Manor. It's kind of like a Torpor Orb, but it's on a 1/2 with Flash, which is pretty powerful. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this one. I think it'll start seeing some play. It's quite good against like Grief and Initiative and things like that. It's really good against Initiative because if you get it down early, it stops Initiative, and if you don't happen to get it down early, it still can be a Flash flyer that takes back the Initiative and like, you know, trades it off with the opponent. So I think that no matter what you do, it's quite solid. So definitely naming Insect here. And then... I mean, I guess I could have just sent 4 to the face, but I think that this is a little bit safer. I'll put that on top. I haven't even checked the graveyards yet. I'm just assuming there's something good here. There's a Bowmaster, like, you know, worst comes to worst, or a Knight. So I'm gonna attack first and see what I want to do afterwards. Okay, they have the Ranger, which does have Pro Blue. So they can eat something quote unquote for free. I think I just want to play out this and then kind of this is likely good enough to win, and if it's not, like I get a little bit more information for how to use my Animate Dead. Like, do I need Bowmaster? Do I need something bigger, like Night of the Reliquary or Fiend Artisan? Things of this nature. All right, yeah. Great back and forth. Like I mentioned in chat, I drew pretty well at the end. Animate Dead was very strong. Land would have been good there too, obviously, but still. And we got some sweet moments. We got to Entomb for Narcomoeba, not a play that's commonly done in Legacy. So and it worked out for us. So yeah, that was the round. I will be back for the next one. All right, here for round 4. We won the die roll. I mean, scam on the play with Daze backup, pretty good. And then next turn we can even. Oh no, we can't. We have to pitch the Yuriko. Dang it! If we had a different black card, we could have turn 1 Grief Scam, turn 2 Yuriko. Bring back Grief. That would have been so sick. But you know, certainly very win more. So I'm not complaining by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, I'm not getting an Underground Sea. I'm just going to do this now. Okay. So Cavern of Souls is interesting. Oh, I have no idea what deck this is. Because this would be like a Grixis control. Like Badlands plus these is like Grixis control, you know? Oh, I'm so stupid. I should have taken. I forgot I had Daze in hand. Whatever. It's fine. I'm gonna take the Brainstorm here. Their hand is bad, and I have a Daze for the Edict. And if they wait till turn 3 to do that and play around Daze, then who cares? All right. So these 3 one unknown. And if they Edict it, it's back in the graveyard to be another 2 for 1. And I think I'm supposed to do this now because if I hit Atraxa or Archon, then I can reanimate it. Yeah. Let's do it. Undercity Sewers, ladies and gentlemen. We are certainly in the sewer today. If they have a Brainstorm here or whatever, I'm certainly going to let it resolve. Just because... Well, maybe I won't. Their hand is really bad. And now I have... Like, if they Edict, I can just... Unclear. Alright, so they have Brainstorm. Their hand's so bad. If they Edict... Yeah, I'm just going to do this. They can Edict me. I'll sacrifice, like, the Grief. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to sacrifice the Grief or the Bowmaster. Because, obviously, Grief is slightly bigger. But Bowmaster is quite good against any cantrips they have. I think I'm going to sacrifice Bowmaster and just try to kill them quickly before they draw out of this. Like, basically, the way I've been playing is, like, I'm trying to make them stumble. I'm not making, like, the highest card quality play or the highest, like, value play. I'm making the plays that set my opponent off balance the most. Oh, that's unlucky. Alright, well, we do have another Surveil. We also have another Bowmaster. That's probably just better. Again, this is the line that kills them the quickest. So that's what I'm going to take. But yeah, sorry to finish my thought from before. I'm taking the plays that set my opponent off balance the most, you know? Like, Dazing a Brainstorm is not, like, the highest card quality play, but it sets them off balance, you know? So obviously they have the Edict here and the Cavern of Souls. So I'll play this out. Obviously, bin this. Interesting. So they took the 2/2, but now they have 2 Bowmasters to deal with. So I hope they draw out Brainstorm or Ponder. They do have this Cavern of Souls, which is kind of a dead card. Maybe this is just like you name Wizard, and then I can't stop the Snapcaster Mages, stuff like that. That's my guess. Not entirely sure. I'm going to save this for Force of Will. I know I have a lot of really good cards to hit off of Ponder, like any Reanimate, Animate Dead, Yuriko type stuff, but like I think I'm in a good spot, and just having that extra protection. Also, if they happen to have Bowmasters and I pondered, it would just be a complete blowout. So like, yeah, even though I would have found this Yuriko, and that would have been sweet, and I would have flipped the Archon, and that would have been sweet, this was enough to win. All right, so I'm just going to guess it's like Grixis Wizards, basically. They probably play Bowmaster, because they are a black deck, you know. And maybe do one Hydroblast type thing. They didn't see any of my Entomb Archon type stuff, but they might just be on the I'm going to bring in Graveyard Hate anyway, because, you know, I guess I want a Flusterstorm. They have a lot of removal. Flusterstorm's good against removal. I think I'm going to shave 1 Entomb and sideboarding with this deck is difficult when you want to leave in all the packages. 1 Entomb and I don't know. I guess this is bad against Bowmasters in particular because you're drawing cards, so I'll trim 1 Ninja and just leave in the Yurikos. Alright, so this gets to grief my opponent and then Entomb for a Narcomoeba. And then hope that's good. So that's what we're going to do. And it'll be funny. And it will be funny. I'm probably just going to pitch the Troll because Plague Engineer can hit like Bowmasters and stuff like that. They're playing some creatures given the Cavern of Souls. They have to exist. So I'm going to keep the Plague Engineer and hope some of them are X ones. Oh, wait, chose not to shuffle off the Ponder. Truly unfortunate. Maybe I just pitch Entomb now. Just ensure a 3rd mana source. Second Entomb is great if I draw like a reanimation spell, but I guess I still have the grief in the yard, so yeah. I will just pitch the Entomb. I feel like maybe this is kind of the thing. Maybe we're learning like the tension of having the reanimation package is just like, I think we've just found out that grief is just good enough to reanimate by yourself. You know what I mean? Like you don't need the big thing. Just taking your opponent's 2 best cards is enough. I'm going to take the Edict because that kills my stuff. They have the 1 ring, so they're going pretty big. Let's see what they name. Carrier is a Plague Engineer is a carrier, so they could name that. Orc. That's annoying. I am actually going to not Entomb, because if they drew Bowmaster, I would like to not have it ping the Narcomoeba, basically. I'm gonna leave this on top. I don't think they're gonna run out the Bowmaster. If they do, I can let the ping resolve and then Entomb. But if they don't, I'm gonna put it on top. I could see this being wrong in retrospect, but I think they might not play out the Bowmaster right now. They did. I'm lucky. Okay, so I'll let them ping me. And then I'm going to Entomb and see if they force of will it. They didn't. What do I prefer? Atraxa or Archon? I guess Archon kind of gets checked by Orcish. I'll get the Atraxa. Oh, what am I? Oh my god, sorry. I just had a massive brain fart where I was supposed to get the Narcomoeba. Terrible. Terrible, guys. It's fine. We'll just rip Animate Dead, and it'll be okay. Alright. Well, at least we got to get rid of the Bowmaster here. Yeah, that's not too surprising. But right now, currently, it looks like we can Brainstorm. Interesting. An interesting card to have in your Grixis deck. Your ostensibly Grixis control deck. I guess flinging the One Ring is fun. I mean, I guess I'm gonna Brainstorm because if I draw like either of these cards, I don't want either of these lands. I'll get an island. Play out a Yuriko. So it's like this is their cards in hand, these three, because they didn't shuffle off the Brainstorm. They play Plague Engineer. Am I supposed to Daze it? I think the answer is yes, because otherwise they can just name Ninja is the issue. And I think it is worth it to me to hardcast the Grief next turn. So I don't want to return the Surveil land. Because taking the One Ring is pretty relevant. Also, I think you should have cast this first and see if it resolves, you know? Before attacking here. Because if we're both attacking, it's way better for me. Yeah, here we take the ring. Oh, they have another engineer. Potentially a little annoying. Maybe we just take that and hope they don't draw a land for the ring. No, that's probably bad. I'll take the ring. I know I'm giving them Plague Engineer, but maybe I was a coward. Oh, they named Orc, though. That's interesting. I think I'm just supposed to hang back and not attack. Maybe I should have thought about that longer. I mean, yeah. It's resolving. Because the issue here is like, it's like if they get to play a ring with force protection, I'm in bad shape. But I guess, no, racing doesn't do anything. It's just bad. That's fine. Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, can't block. Maybe that's not fine. Maybe I'm in bad shape. All right, we're gonna have fun. Oh, I could have just. All right, so 5, 6, 7. Right now I'm just holding on. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do this, and then they put me to 1, and then I win. All right, so. Oh, okay. Hydroblast plus Underground Sea does it. So that's instant, sorcery, creature, enchantment. Seems good. I mean, obviously, this is what I was planning on doing. Was drawing land plus Hydroblast. And then I'll just grief them for good measure. It's either Force or One Ring in here. Okay. And then I just Daze the One Ring. And we're good. Okay, so definitely a bit of a risk. It probably would have been safer to just play the Yuriko and leave it back on blocking duty. But it's less fun. Jesus. I mean, where did the One Ring? Maybe I'm dumb. Oh, I took the One Ring with grief already. I mean, I'm just gonna force this. And now the game is over. Yeah. Yeah, we got there. All right. Sufficiently scammed. Back for the last round. All right, we are here for round 5. We're on the draw. This hand's definitely a little bit slow. But I'm going to keep it. This would be a lot better on the play because we could ponder for more interaction like Daze or Grief. But we have Wasteland. We have our mana set up. Have these beautiful basics from Return to Zendikar. I know it's not the actual name, but whatever. I'm gonna put that in the graveyard. Question mark. Putting it in the graveyard is the most fun play. Unfortunately, we're likely against a reanimation deck of our own, but this is the most fun, you know? And if they reanimate it, we can just concede. It's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah. All right. Good game. Unlucky. Yeah. Maybe we could have pondered, but I think you just have to take that opportunity and hope they either aren't on a deck with Reanimate or don't have it in hand. Like, both things had to go wrong, and that's fine. So this is likely the blue-black scam deck that plays the Entomb plus Reanimate stuff. Kind of like us, so... Flusterstorm's a maybe. I think we don't, again, against opposing Reanimator decks, we don't need these big things. And we can trim on Entombs as well. I still want the Daze, still want the Narcomoeba. Oh. Alright, we figured it out. Remember to cut the Snuff Out this time. Good stuff. Alright, let's sort by mana value. This seems reasonable. I like Flusterstorm. Do I like Flusterstorm? That's probably better as something different. Because it's like it counters Reanimate, but it doesn't counter Grief. Could just be Dress Down. Probably Sheoldred's Edict is good. Alright. We'll run out like this. I don't think I want the Fatal Pushes. I know it can be good versus like Bowmaster or Grief or whatever, but I think you just want to be proactive. Oh no, no mana. Otherwise this hand would be incredibly good. I will mulligan. This has mana, so we'll keep it. Now it's just a matter of what we bottom. It's probably the Infiltrator. We can't even ninjutsu it anyway. So, and again, we don't want to cycle the Troll on turn 1 because of Reanimate. Though if they grief us, we won't have an option because it is her only colored source. I could just get a Swamp here to play around Wasteland. It means we can't do Brainstorm stuff, but... So it's like we have Brainstorm and Ponder, basically, as our only blue cards. I'm just going to get the Swamp, whatever. So they don't force it will us. If they force it will us, let's hope they don't also reanimate our stuff. Alright. They force a negation, so I guess I can't be too upset. And we do have another one, you know. It's not all bad here. They didn't grief us turn 1, which is part of why I'm more okay with getting the Swamp, where it's like, if they grief us and take our proactive things to do, then we're in trouble. I mean, okay. They did have Wasteland, so we played around it. I feel good about myself. They also have Reanimate. I'm in bad shape. Of course. Yeah. Alright, well, this is kind of the problem with these, like, this deck existing, is it's just very low skill. Like, the cards you draw just matter so much more than any decisions you make. I'm going to bin that. I'm trying to find a mana source so I can play Edict next turn, either around Daze or through Wasteland. Like, the cards in your, like, the top 9 cards in your library just matter so much, and then the games end so quickly that you don't have time to draw out of it for the most part. I really don't want to play into Daze, is my issue here. I think I can take one more hit, hopefully draw a mana source. Yeah, so put this back. I think this is a little too slow right now. So I could play Spellbomb, or I could Reanimate. Either way, I'm taking a big chunk. This is much worse. If I play Spellbomb, it's better versus like Entomb plus whatever. If I play Reanimate, it's much better versus like Daze. Because I would love for them to Daze this. There's no way to know. Like, they could just as easily have Entomb or another Reanimate spell. Alright, I'll Reanimate this. Okay. And then they drew grief, so we lose the race. Because we can't Edict anymore. I mean, I guess we can play Bowmaster and try to block. Basically our only line, and then we just get got by their Bowmaster, so... Gonna play around Daze. Well, I left it on top. That's not good. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Just outdrew us. Not much you could do there. All right, I'll be back for the end of set review. All right, welcome back to the end of set review. Unfortunately, things did not go quite as well as we were hoping for. We definitely ran into it a few times. I think that it's tough because certainly we're playing with some oddball cards, but it kind of doesn't feel like those contributed to the losses very much. You know, it's not like we played long games where our card quality mattered too much. It really was just like we're playing very short games against other powerful, low to the ground decks, and we kind of just lost the top deck war there. And that's certainly going to happen. Unfortunately, I do think Legacy is a lot about that right now, where I think that like Ancient Tomb decks and Grief Reanimate decks are a large part of the format just because they do give your opponent such a small amount of time to recover. You know, like Grief Reanimate, like you're taking your opponent's 2 best cards and you have a clock in play. The meta is very high octane right now. If that's your sort of thing, that's great. And the downside is that it's harder to get a sense for if your deck is good or your card choices are good. I'm going to make the executive decision and say that this is probably not better than the blue blacklist that I showed you at the beginning of the video that issues the ninja package for just more Animate Deads and like the 4th Daze and whatnot. I think that's probably a little bit better, but you know, don't take my word for it. Be sure to play the decks you like, test what you want, and even if we didn't have the strongest record by the end of the day, this was fun. We get to do some fun things, and it was a fun experience that I hope you all enjoyed. So with that, I will see you again later. Bye, guys.